Good morning, everybody on YouTube. Let me explain something, y'all. First of all, I was just watching this documentary. It's basically about racism and why it exists. But there was this family of KKK. The guy was fishing with his son. And he said he loves fishing because it's peaceful. It's a way to get away from everything. And it's understandable. It's mind relief. But towards the end of that part of the segment, the guy said he also likes coming out there because there's no black people, because black people don't fish. That's a lie. But he also said he don't have to smell them. Then they switched over to a Black Lives Matter leader explaining about how black people have been oppressed for over 200 years. Well, first of all, you can't sit and say that you suffered back in slavery days when you were not there. So on that part, I don't sympathize for him. And for that white guy teaching his son that, black people are all bad and everything like that, I don't sympathize for him either, because you shouldn't be teaching our young ones racism anyway. But at the same time, I think on both sides, what people need to do is communicate. Find out why you have such disagreements like you do. Explain to each other, talk to each other why you feel the way you do about one another. But what's really sad about the whole situation is only blacks and whites are the only ones who fight about this kind of thing. Now, I understand equality, but you can't get equality when you have negative thinking going on in your head every day. Just because you're talking to the TV, to an interviewer, doesn't mean that you're talking to the sources. We all should come together and talk about our problems, same as you do at home with your children and family, period. We should do with one another every day. Every human being is a human being from day one when they're born, and that makes us family. That makes us equal. That makes all of us, supposedly should anyway, more understood of why we should not be the way we are. When you look at a child, please tell me, which I know I can't hear you, please tell me that you don't want that child safe. Because if you want your child safe, you will not teach that child things that's going to cause it conflict when it gets older, or harm to itself when it gets older. You can't teach that. You can't teach that child to hate someone because they are not understood. Okay, y'all, let me tell you. The Bible says we are all equal. And I don't believe it just because the Bible says it. I just believe it because it's true. We are all equal. We just think differently. We act differently. I understand black people's anger from the past, but the anger you show and express should not be as of a high level as it is, because you did not experience that kind of racism. White people, you got to understand why black people acting this way, because there are still some of y'all that are out there that are expressing the same type of thoughts from back then, that many years ago, that many decades ago, toward people like me. Now, me, I have to fortunately say, I went through a slight bit of racism in my life, but I didn't go through a lot. But here's the reason why. I never disrespected anyone outside my race, which every race to me is my race, but since my color, I've never disrespected anyone. I've never called anyone out of their name. I've never thought that I was better than another. I've never given any reason for anyone to do anything to me. I lived in Taylor's years ago. There was a KKK family right around the corner. Right around the corner. I would walk by. They would look. They would say a few things. Now, I know I said I didn't go through racism like that, but then I said what I just said. But here's why I say it. Nothing happened. I don't worry about words. Words are just words. Words never hurt nobody except your feelings. But they mend eventually if you allow it. See, I'm a peaceful person. A lot of black people get on me because I won't say what they want me to say. Here's my thing. This is mine. These are mine. This is mine. This is mine. My Father God told us, or tells me, I'm going to say that, tells me to be peaceful, love one another, respect one another, help one another. He didn't say who, so he means everybody. He says, turn the other cheek. Yeah, I can keep turning cheeks over and over and over. Why? Because I'm peaceful. I'm a loving, caring, understanding person. I'm a willing person. I'm willing to sit down and talk to people about things, about this kind of subject. And I've gotten more respect than anybody could possibly think of. But where I have to admit now, I have gotten more disrespect from my own. But simply because they feel like I don't have the anger in me about this whole thing like they do. No, I'm angry about it. I'm very teed off about it. But how can I teach my son to be a man and learn how to overcome things if I let that take over me? If I let my anger take over me. So in other words, if I let the devil take over me. No, I'm not going to do that. Because see, at the end of the day, whether we're patient about it or not, at the end of the day, guess who everybody has to answer up to? God. I can't explain why I didn't really go through racism like that in my life. And I'm not going to apologize for it because God sees my intentions. He sees my heart. So why would he allow me to go through that kind of torment? But see, once again, I'm a peaceful person. I'm peaceful. And plus, y'all, I've passed on 3 times in my whole life. I've drowned twice, and I had a real bad incident when I was young. But I'm still here. I've had 2 people in my life pull a gun on me, cocked it, pulled the trigger. Look, I'm still here. That's nothing but God. So I can't help but be peaceful. I mean, I could turn around and be like other people and be all angry every day and just slowly killing myself because I'm so angry. But then again, I think about my child. Even before my child. But nowadays, I think about my 17-year-old boy who is just like his father. Loving, caring, nurturing, loves to help people, loves to see people smile, happy. And that's it. As we all should be. These monuments, I personally think the monuments, all of them that involve racial people, slave owners, yeah, I think they all do need to be taken down. Not jerked down like these people been doing, but taken down and put somewhere else. And those who want to go see it, they can go pay to see it. But when you have it in counties where there's issues like this, like racism, it needs to be taken down because it's going to ease the mind and ease the pain of the people that feel like that's a sign of hatred toward them. You know, because a sign of something racial is more of a trigger than the racial thing itself, for the simple fact of what that part of history is connected to, and why, and what it was about, than the actual actions from someone these days. My grandmother and my mother, they were in the ass ends of segregation and all that. But you know what they taught me? To not hate anyone, to love everybody, be godly. And that's coming from people who grew up in the ass end of it where black people were still kind of getting hung and drugged by cars and stuff like that and not allowed in certain buildings. But yet, they still taught me to love everyone. And I do that. And my life has been awesome. Not perfect, because I had an issue where a guy years ago when I was 15, 16 years old, rolled by in his truck, had a rebel flag on the back. Now that flag don't bother me because I know the meaning behind it. And it's not what a lot of black people think. It's just, a lot of white people use it for that reason, but it's not the racial thing. It was for the war, and black people fought in that war. Okay, but he came by in his truck. He slammed some brakes. We was playing basketball at our white brother's house. And God rest your soul, Tommy Slatton. I love you, man. Miss you, brother. And he yelled out the nigger word. Now, me personally, I was a big niggerish back then, but I was still respectful. But I say niggerish as in I wasn't working, But of course, 15 years old, you really don't want to anyway. And in a sense, you really don't have to. But he yelled out the N word. My cousin got mad. Then the guy sped off to the four-way crossing. And my cousin, and he yelled out that word again. My cousin run down there. It's just those two fighting. So I'm like, dang, Mike, he getting him. Man, Mike busting his ass. And I just sat back and watched because it was only one-on-one. Next thing you know, I hear tires squealing. Here comes another truck that comes up behind that truck. And it's two white guys jumped out. And they was fairly big-sized guys. So I asked Tommy, I'm like, yo, man, let's go down there and help Mike. He can't be going through that like that, man. Now, we was in Tommy's mama's yard. So I respect the fact that Tommy didn't want to bring drama to his mama's house. But he said, man, no, my mama lives here. I said, man, fuck that. That's our brother. My cousin, but still, that's our brother. Let's go. Because you're supposed to have each other back. But I respect the fact of why he didn't. So there was a baseball bat. I grabbed it. I looked down at the ground. I said, Devil, I'm giving you one chance today. I said, Lord, please forgive me. This is my family. So I run down there with the baseball bat. Now, to fast forward the situation, guess what happened? I got charged with aggravated assault and lynching. Aggravated assault and lynching. My cousin got charged with aggravated assault. Those three guys, nothing. Now, I got some time in jail for that. All right. Then I got into it with someone in high school a year later. Now, I was minding my business. I actually had went to my locker and got a report that I forgot to get from my teacher. I come back, all my books are scattered all over the place. Now, I'm like, yo, who did this? And it was a best friend of mine, I thought, white guy, named Ben. So I said, where is he at right now? Because I was just going to ask him simply, man, why did you do that? What did I do to you? I thought we were cool. But the teacher said, Charles, come in for a minute. So I walked up. I said, yes, sir. He said, don't worry about it. I put him in school suspension for the rest of the day and for 2 more days. And he did something else. I said, okay, well, you did something. Now I'll leave it alone. Because I'm not a violent person. I don't like to fight. If I had to, I will. Don't get me wrong. But after that day, I was still kind of worked up about it. I just wasn't mad. I was just trying to figure out how my best friend's going to do that. But I missed the bus, so I had to walk home. Whereas I'm walking down the aisle, or should I say sidewalk through the school, and I seen him with a group of people. But I also seen the teacher over to my right looking out the gym window. And it was a big window. So he could see everything. There was multiple big windows, but he could see everything. And I just waved at him. I kept on walking, but I kind of looked over at him where the group was, but I didn't approach. So he yells out the N word. Now again, that word doesn't bother me because otherwise I would have reacted the first time. And you notice I said the first time, so that means multiple attempts. Well, next thing you know, I get hit in the back of the head. When I turn around, he jumps back about 5 feet. I said, man, you need to go on, brother. I said, I don't even know what I done to you for you do what you did earlier. I said, but it is what it is. Teacher done something. You need to go on. I turn around, walk off. Bam, done it again. I'm a patient person. I was like, all right now, number 3. It better not be a number 3. Next thing you know, he's coming again, but a buddy of mine, coincidentally, happens to come out at the right time. He said, Charles, watch out. So I turned around, he missed, but when he missed, I clocked him. 1 hit. He on the ground. Now, me being me, I picked him up, put him over my shoulder, carried him to the office, laid him on the bench. They said, what happened? I said, I knocked him out. They said, Mr. McRae, why did you do that? I said, because he hit me twice. He was about to hit me a 3rd time until somebody warned me, and he missed, and I hit him. I said, I warned him each time, those 2 times. And I explained what he did prior to that. Well, next thing you know, the gym teacher comes walking up in the office. He said, I seen the whole thing. Charles hit him first. I was like, yo, hold on, man. I said, now you full of shit. I said, because no, I didn't. I said, he hit me twice. Well, next thing you know, the principal comes out. Then the cop comes out. No, the cop didn't come right then. The principal called me in the office, did what she did, suspended me for the rest of the year. I get home. My people already got a phone call. I'm getting chewed out. Next thing you know, dead middle of the night, I'm asleep. My grandmother's sick. She's watching my nephew at the time, my first nephew. They boom, 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 boom. I thought it was just family members, so I laid back down and went to sleep. Next thing you know, I'm seeing bright lights coming through my room because it was dark. I like my room dark. They walk in and said, "Mr. Matt Ray." I wake up. I'm like, "Yeah." I'm rubbing my eyes. I'm only in my boxes. Say, "You need to get up and put your hand behind your back right now." I said, "For what?" And they explained it, whatever. I said, "Man, y'all full of it." I said, "I ain't getting up right now." I said, "My grandma in there sick. My nephew's in here." I said, "Somebody need to be here with my grandmother. We don't care about that. You need to get up right now." So I got up and they tried to grab me and put me in cuffs. I stepped back. I said, "Hold on, man." I said, "I'm not going nowhere until I put on some clothes." They said, "We don't have time for that." I said, "No, you're not about to embarrass me like that in front of everybody outside or in the police department." I said, "I'm putting on some clothes." I said, "Because if you ain't letting me put on no clothes, I'm not letting you take me nowhere." I said, "But it's messed up. My grandmother's sick." But anyway, y'all, later on after I got out, because I ended up spending a year and a half almost in prison from Grimmett County to Perry Correctional to Broad River, all over one hit. The judge tried to say intent. I said nope. He tried to say I hit him with a baseball bat because I broke his jaw from here, here, and here, and they claimed he was in a coma for 2 weeks. I said intent. I said, first of all, I don't intend to do nothing. If I was gonna do it or plan to do it, I would have done it. I said, so you're not gonna get me with that. He said I had a baseball bat. I said, nope, that was back in '95 at the 4-way crossing with those three guys. I said, that's why I had that bat. I said, you're not gonna do that to me. I still got screwed even when I got out on parole. But I had to go through all of that from protecting my cousin. But am I angry about it? No. But either way, when I got out, that guy that started it first, you know, I eventually seen him. And I'm talking about the three guys right now. When I got out for that second charge, I seen him. He said, "Man, can I talk to you for a minute?" So, of course, I'm going to get in my stance. I'm ready. He said, "No, man, it's not that." He said, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" I'm like, "What's up?" He said, "Man, I'm sorry." He said, "I have no problem with you at all. Your cousin Michael has a mouth on him. He's always talking shit, cracker this, cracker that." I said, "Okay." I said, "But aren't you supposed to be a man about it and ignore it?" I said, or is it that you got anger and that's why you allowed yourself to do what you did? Because you don't let go of things. I said, "Man, look, if that's the case and he started, then you didn't have to come by and do what you did. You didn't." I said, "But you chose to." I said, "I'm good friends with your brother. I've never had a problem out of y'all. And now all of a sudden now me and your brother ain't friends no more because of what happened." I said, "Now I have a felony charge. An extra felony charge because of you and your buddies and what y'all did." I said, "I don't hate you. I hate no one. But I dislike negativity. I hate negativity. I do not like it." And that's the problem. People do not sit down and think and talk first. He could have easily said, "Man, why you ragging on me? Why you keep coming at me like that?" My cousin is very blunt. He would have told him why. But he didn't take the chance to do that. Now, yeah, my cousin was at fault, but you wait weeks later before you react. That means you held on to that. You held on to that hate in there. So you had premeditated intent to do some harm in any kind of way possible that you know you could. But I got the piss end of the stick. But I'm still that loving, caring, understanding person. I know my boundaries. I pick my battles wisely. And that's what people need to do. Pick your battles wisely. Don't pick your battles based off of anger and hatred and lack of understanding of someone. If you don't understand something, you ask about it. You talk it out. You try to figure the problem. In all reality, there is no problem except the fact that people are different. I don't believe in Black Lives Matter movement. I don't believe in KKK. I don't believe in white supremacy. I don't believe in skinheads. I don't believe in Black Panther. I don't believe in anything that's involving anger and hatred. I believe in this cross. This cross. That's what I believe in. I believe in my Father God's ways and how He said we as a people should be. Nobody's ever going to change the fact that we are different, y'all. Even twins are different. Even conjoined twins are different. So how is it hard to understand that we are? Everybody has a uniqueness about them. Everybody. Some are taught to find it and go with it. Some are not taught at all, which are the people we hear about that's doing all the reckless stuff or living in ghettos and all that. But regardless of what anybody say, I've lived in those ghettos, and it's not what a lot of people think it is. It's not because we want free things and all that. It's just that we can never have a way. But I was taught by my people, the only way you won't make it up is if you continue to let yourself stay down. It's called the battle. The battle. If you ain't got this, you're not going to have focus. But if you ain't got focus, you lose track of this. So in other words, it's a choice to stay the way you are or change. The devil's going to have a lot of people at the end of the times. And we are close to that, y'all. We're right there. Let's get our lives in order, y'all, for the sake of our children. The inheritors of this world who are going to try to do the best they can to make it better. KKK, this is a message to y'all. You love your children. I mean, really love your children. Stop teaching them to hate us or anybody else for that matter. Black Panthers, same to you. White supremacists, skinheads, same to you. Black Panthers, Black Lives Matter, all that, same to all y'all. If you love your children as much as you claim you do, you would not teach them hatred. But the Bible does say that the devil will inherit the earth. And then God will come by and banish him for life and all that follows him. But Lord is letting this happen. The Lord is letting this happen because he's given us multiple bukus of opportunity to have second thoughts about the way we are. And just get along as the human race should. It's sad when animals, and you can clearly see, animals get along with the different ones more than we do. It's sad, y'all, that animals know how to act better than we do. And with that note, I'm going to leave it at that and also just say, be a blessing and be blessed. Love your children first, y'all. Think about them. God bless.